In lesson 9.3, we are going to graph and write equations of circles. We have a little bit of vocab to go over before we get going into the math part of this. A circle, if you think about how they were made, you had a compass, and you put the point of the compass here, and then you stretched out your compass, and then from that you'd spin it so it would make a circle. So when you find an equation of a circle or draw a circle, get the definition of a circle is all points in a plane so all points would be x, y. So their distance oh man, this is going to make me mad, to a center point is constant. Okay? Does that make sense? All the points in a plane that are the equidistant, the same distance from a center point. So the center is even used in the definition. Okay? We're not going to elaborate on that too much. It's a point. Okay? The radius is the distance from the center to any point on the circle. Okay, I can't write cursive very well, especially down by my waist. Okay, there you go. So the distance from the center to any point on the circle is the radius. I'm going to get frustrated. The standard form of a circle, the equation for the standard form of a circle is x minus h, the quantity squared, plus y minus k, the quantity squared, equals the radius squared. And hk is the center, r is the radius. So let's look and see how come that can be. I'm going to add a page. Oh, by the way, note this one. You're working in this lesson with the center at 0, 0. So that's why we can go to that equation. Let's see if I can make this work. All right, so now we have a circle with center here somewhere. We're going to call it HK. And on this circle, we have a point, XY, that is the distance R from the center. And the way that formula was given, that equation, standard form of an equation of a circle, is the distances are equal. Well, the one distance is just the radius. You know your distance formula. The difference of the x's squared plus the difference of the y squared. Well, my x's are x and h. My y's are y and k. So if we just square both sides, x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k, the quantity squared, equals the radius squared. And I have my equation of my circle. It was derived directly from the distance formula. Okay? So here we're asked to graph each. And what they're asking you to do is identify the center. So right now it's 0, 0 because nothing is added to x before it's squared. Likewise with y. 49 is the square of the radius, so make sure you square root that. So if you're asked to graph this, you just have the center 0, 0, and your radius equals 7. So this point would be 7, 0. This would be 0, 7, and so on. You could go around the circle and graph or label the points at the top, bottom, left, and right. What's strange about this next one is that they have the x squared, or I have the x squared on the wrong side. When both x and y are squared, it's not a line, it's not a parabola. Here the coefficients are the same, they're both 1, so it's a circle. So this is simply a circle with the center at 0, 0 and radius 1. Okay, centers at 0, 0. So that's all there is to graphing those. Okay, so here's another way you could do it. Write your equation. Well, the center is at the origin, and the point 4, negative 1 is on my circle. Okay, so I got 4, negative 1 on my circle. Well, so far I know that I have x squared plus y squared equals radius squared, but I want to figure out what radius squared equals. I have a point 4, negative 1 that makes the equation true. So this would be 4 squared plus negative 1 squared equals my radius squared. Well, that's just 16 plus 1. So instead of radius squared here, I'm going to make that 17. And I've finished. There's the equation I'm looking for. Don't make it more complicated than it has to be. Okay. Here's a little bit bigger one, right? You got a circle. The radius is square root of 65, just a little bit more than 8. Its center is at 0, 0. Okay. And the point 4, negative 7. So about there. I want the equation of the line tangent to the circle at that point. Okay, now remember, a tangent line from geometry is a line that touches your circle at exactly one point. Okay, so, sorry about that. Can I find the equation of that line? And remember also that it's perpendicular to the radius that meets it. Well, I do know I have this point. If I have the slope, then I can write the equation of the line. Well, the slope of this dark line here is simply rise, negative 7, over run 4. Okay? The slope of the perpendicular, my tangent line, is going to be the opposite, so positive, and reciprocal, so 4 sevenths. So the equation of the line that I'm looking for would be y minus equals slope. Now this is the tangent, so it's the perpendicular. X minus, and now I have to put in my point. So this is y minus negative 7, so plus positive 7, and x minus 4. I'm done. That's the equation. So what was important on that? Remembering the tangent is perpendicular to the radius and using the point slope form. So you got the point, you needed the slope. Okay, could we do another one? So, draw myself my circle. I'm not an artist, never pretended to be. Over here is my line. Okay, so it's going to be perpendicular here. Okay, so the slope of my green line is down to over 6, right? Negative 1/3. So the slope of the perpendicular is going to be the reciprocal and opposite, so positive 3. Now I can use the point slope form again. Y minus equals 3 times x minus. And my point is there, so it's going to be minus negative 6 and minus 2 for the y. There's my equation. It really does not get much easier than that for you. Okay. Inequalities with circles. Okay, think of how practical this could be. If you are flying a drone and the drone goes down, but you know that it stayed within 200 yards. Okay, it's inside your circle. That means the radius, the distance from your center is less than the radius squared. Okay, well, if your drone has remote control that extends to 200 or 300 yards, and you lost control, then you're going to say, oh, it went beyond what my control can work for it. So then you say, okay, I got to look beyond my radius. So both of those are something that would be pretty practical. So if I want to show that x squared plus y squared is less than 20, okay, well, that means that the square root of 20, about 4.5, is my radius. It goes through the point 4, 2, and 2, 4, and so on. So it's going to be something like this. And it's not going to work half the time. Well, about a fourth or a third of the time is when it doesn't work. Okay. Less than 20 means it's going to be inside. So it's going to be inside that circle. That's what it will look like. When will it have a solid dash? Will it be a solid circle? When this has or equals. Okay. A business owner wants to buy a property within a 30-mile radius of the airport. She finds a property 10 miles west and 24 miles south of the airport. So here's our airport. She's 10 miles west and 24 miles south. Is she within the 30-mile radius of the airport? Well, just do a squared plus b squared and compare it to c squared. Okay, so this would be 100. I believe this is 576. And this is 900. So yes, it would be. All right. Suppose that owner drives due east of the property to another property that is available. For how many miles can she drive and remain within 30 miles from the airport? Okay, so now it's going to be negative 10 plus x, right? Squared plus 24 squared. And we still want to be less than 30 squared, right? Okay, so we could try this. Negative 10 plus x squared plus 576 has to be less than 900. I'm kind of going backwards on this one, I think. Negative 10 plus x squared has to be less than, is that 324? So negative 10 plus x has to be less than, and I think the square root of 324 is 18. And because we're working with distances, I'm not going to consider negative. Okay, take a look at what's happening. So here's our airport. If we go 18 miles this way, I'll still be within that distance. Okay, so actually it's just going to be, actually I think it's 28. Take a look at that. Wouldn't x have to be less than 28? Go ahead and check that.